All right, today we're going to go through a coaching page. When you land on the coaches pages, it shows like all these different coaches with their tenures. You can narrow it down by looking them up or by sorting them. I'm going to go with Liam Combs today just because I knew that last year entering the year, he had, it was very like a big deal for the Jaguars bringing him in terms of their offense. Starting at the top, you have a career timeline just to show you where he's been. Clearly a McVay tree guy, working with him at the Rams multiple times throughout the last 10 years. And then offensive coordinator at Tampa Bay, obviously, before finally becoming head coach. The team info will give you like an overview of who he worked with and maybe the more important players on the roster when he was there. And this goes back to, even his days working with Jared Goff and Todd Gurley. The impact stuff. So the idea here was in the first year that a coach joins a team, that's probably where you'll see the biggest isolated view of what type of effect they may have on their players. His first impact chart as a coordinator was with the Rams in 2022. You can see how they did before in these different metrics like scripted EPA, red zone efficiency, 3-and-out rates, penalty discipline, and then also in their first year, and then the delta. And the percentile in the delta will kind of tell you, like, given, there was a coaching change historically, how bad or good was the change year over year, right? For him, it wasn't a great year in LA. I think that everyone got hurt, so it's a little tough to just go off of this one. But they also have little playbook fingerprints that you can keep tabs on. Also shows scheme changes, for instance, he went to 11 personnel more often. He did play action more often than the year prior, more horizontal routes than the year prior. And also tendencies like the number of plays, maybe the pass rate, no huddle, fourth down, and low play clock used, which is kind of like how quick can they get a snap off? The higher this is, like the longer they're waiting at the line of scrimmage to snap. Moving on, you can actually get to the good parts, right? Like, look at this impact that he had at Tampa Bay. Just massive changes for everything in the positive. Again, another playbook fingerprint. Went under center a lot. Did not, he spread the ball out more. This XFP concentration is like how much opportunity went to the top 3 receivers versus the rest of the team, or the top 3 players rather. And he increased the screen game pretty substantially. And then we can see in the Jags, he had a great effect. Not maybe as good as this remarkable year, but still very, very solid changes. But maybe a good sign that there's still better to come. And then we have the coaching signatures, which looks at all their years and what things they consistently did. And he likes to go under center. He likes to go 11 personnel. He loves play action. Great red zone offenses, and then undisciplined offense. So consistently his team's penalty differential on offense was on the lower end of the NFL teams. The last big thing here that I really like is the player impacts, which tells you, hey, when this guy was coach, who did really well? Was there any guys who had really, really bad years compared to their career averages or career bests? So Baker Mayfield went up 24% versus his previous single season or fantasy performance. Considered both a best and a resurrection and a reunion when they worked together in LA for a short time. And then the same thing when he was at the Jaguars, resurrected Parker Washington, Trevor Lawrence, and Travis Etienne. But Brian Thomas Jr. obviously had that horrific year. There's a few other things here, like just like their overall metrics more broken out. But I think most everything is within these cards at the top. And we do actually have a tool called Coach Comps, where you can look at any coach versus another and see how they might differ in all of these different things. And if there's a team where a coach has changed, this might be super useful to pan out. Hey, they're going to throw the ball more first read, or running back targets might be higher, or 11 personnel, or whatever it might be. So yeah, that's all we had for today. Thanks.